I took like 5 or 6 trips to Colombia, and my first one was in 2022. I've vlogged them all. If you haven't checked those out, please do. This trip in September was my second visit to Medellin, Colombia, which probably has the most foreign expats of all of Colombia. It's not the biggest city, it's the second largest city after the capital, Bogota. And I enjoyed myself here. So I'm going to talk about the food, I'm going to talk about all the things. I usually start with showing my studio. I was on the 10th floor of this building. So between that and having a security guard, I felt pretty safe. It was nice in here. When I'm taking this video, it's about 2 or 3 a.m. It took me a while to get in here, but I got in. I arrived kind of light with just my backpack because American Airlines left my suitcase in Atlanta. And then the next day it got to Miami. I didn't get my suitcase for 2 days. So first order of business on Sunday was going to the mall and trying to see if I can get me some clothes. So at this particular mall, Santa Fe, most of these stores are quite expensive. There's quite a few stores that people from the U.S. will recognize very easily because we have them, but I don't shop in the U.S. at these stores either. Once I got me some underwear, I ended up going to another store called Exito. Exito, I know them as having food, but they also apparently this one, Exito Wow in Poblado, they have clothes as well. And that was recommended to me by the Spanish twins who I had lunch with right after I leaving the mall. I have been taking Spanish tutoring all year, except for the last couple of months that I've been laid off. So at their recommendation, I went to Exito. After I left, I went ahead and had me some lunch. It was like 3 p.m. at this point, pouring down rain, went to Presto and had me this triple caramelized burger, which they called, on my receipt, it was called the hamburger smash cebolla. Cebolla means onion in Spanish. And it was 29,000 pesos, which is roughly $7 USD. The next day, I went to my lawyer's office to pick up my cedula, my foreign cedula, and she didn't have change in the office. The assistant that was there didn't have change for whatever it was I needed. So I went down the street and grabbed me a quick breakfast. I got this relleno con huevo, which it's some fried thing that has meat and a hard-boiled egg inside, and it was amazing and delicious. Walking around the Envigado barrio of Medellin, I went to a place called The Pig because it was recommended in one of my WhatsApp groups for lechon or lechona. I had lechon in Puerto Rico years ago when my husband was still alive, and it was freaking amazing. I'm like, whatever derivative there is of this, I'm getting it. I think the last time that I was here in Medellin was in November, and I had lechon just by accident. There was like some fair that I stumbled upon, which I talked about in that first Colombia vlog that I created. And of course, my favorite part of this was the skin. I was like, when I went up to pay at the end, I asked the man to please not only package my leftovers, but throw me in a couple more pieces of that nice crispy skin, and I will pay extra for it. I don't care. I'm not trying to get over on you. And so I paid, my full amount was 20, which is 20,000 pesos. So maybe like, I don't know, $5, $6 or something like that. It was less expensive than the caramelized triple burger, which is very amazing. Yes, whenever I get a chance to go back to the Pig, I definitely will. It was great. Typically, my coffee drink of choice in Colombia, even though they have Dunkin' and Starbucks, my coffee drink of choice is Juan Valdez. And I decided to switch it up. Even though I did go there, I switched it up and went to Todo Fresa. And I got the frappe with Bailey's in it. And I don't think it was alcoholic, but it definitely had the flavor of it. And I actually like this more than I like the Bailey's version of the Nevado at Juan Valdez, which is like a frappuccino, basically. I think I just happened to peek outside. Again, I was on the 10th floor. I could see a lot. Noticed a few kids pushing each other on the swing, which I thought was really cute. One thing I didn't think was cute was when I stepped outside of my room and as I was waiting for my Uber to pull up across the street, there was a woman walking her dog. And then behind her, I don't know whose dog it was. She was kind of ahead of him or her, but this little white puppy with the back legs not working and it had apparatus. I'm like, oh my God, this is just crazy, but I have to film it because it's so sad, but it's also, I don't know. I don't even know what to do about it. I know that there's a lot of expats that talk about, finding animals just randomly walking around and wanting to adopt those puppies and those dogs and stuff. And it's a complicated process to get them through immigration, make sure they have their shots and all that. So my heart goes out to any and all of those animals that are just kind of out there homeless. The next amazing meal I had was at Mistura in the San Lucas Plaza. I was originally going to go to a different restaurant in that plaza called La Causa, and that was recommended in some group, either Facebook or WhatsApp or something. But for whatever reason, even though they were technically open, there was a server standing outside saying that they couldn't admit anyone in because there was a problem. And so I ended up going to Mistura, just kind of looking up on the fly on my phone, like, where else can I go here since the Uber has already dropped me off? And this did not disappoint. This was a very happy accident. This was cheesy risotto with a whitefish and mangoes. And I don't remember what it was called, but it was friggin' amazing. I'm a little bit surprised that I had not heard of them before. They have 4 locations in Medellin, 1 in Cartagena, and 1 in Barranquilla. And those latter 2 cities I've been to a lot this year and didn't know. So we'll be back. While I was at Mistura, I was texting, or I guess, on WhatsApp, I was texting someone from Instagram about getting a tattoo. The thought just came to me, hey, I have one more day here and I got a tattoo earlier this year, my first one. Why don't I get another? My mom got her first tattoo in her 70s a few weeks ago for her birthday. So I'm like, yeah, I cannot be outdone. I've got to get another one. I got to beat her. So I went ahead and got one behind my ear. After I was messaging with this tattoo artist named David, he had me come to his home and I did that. It didn't take too long. It was cool. It didn't hurt as much as the one on my back, which I had done about 7 months ago in Cartagena. And it was bigger. Look, this dog is very bored and very, unbothered, right? I just had to snap a picture of him. After that, I went and got some tamales from Tamales Exquisitos, and that was like a block from Santa Fe Mall. So I just went back in there to get some relief and to jump on a Zoom with some other folks. I actually ate it at the tables at Juan Valdez and got one of those caramel Nevados, which are frappuccinos, and took my Zoom call. I've had tamales before in Bogota and somewhere else, can't remember right now, but put a card up top so you can check out that explanation of what it is, because you can either get it with chicken or with pork. I got this one with chicken. Hope you enjoyed this food vlog. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more adventures. I definitely have some more international trips in the rest of 2023, so subscribe if you haven't, and thank you for your support.